I think what we saw yesterday was them doubling down on an inherently undemocratic decision to silence the voice of the 10,000 constituents who elected me to serve and represent them in the People's House of Montana. You know, I feel like I left that building yesterday with my head held high, knowing that I had stood up in defense of my community, in defense of my constituents, and in defense of democracy. So I left the room with my head held high, and when I showed up this morning, I came in ready to do the work, despite the circumstances. My constituents have been reaching out, and what they've been saying is thank you. Thank you for standing up for the values we elected you to stand up for. When I campaigned, knocking door to door, I ran on human rights. I ran on housing. I ran on healthcare. And they are saying thank you for standing by us and being our representative, and it's not fair that their voices are silenced. You know, I will show up to work every day ready to talk on the bills. I will sit here and I will make sure I'm having discussions with the legislators as they move through the halls, so that even though this undemocratic process is silencing 11,000 Montanans, I'll be doing everything in my power to make sure in some small way their voices are heard in the debate on the House floor. I think what we're seeing is that when people from marginalized communities are willing to speak up about the very real harm that these bills bring, whether that's me speaking up on behalf of trans rights here, or Maury Turner in Oklahoma, whether it's the Tennessee Three standing up in defense of their communities, saying gun violence gets our communities killed. When marginalized communities are rising up in defense of their constituents, those in power are looking to silence them. It's not enough for them to get the bills passed. They want us to be quiet, and we won't be. I think what we've seen over the course of this legislature is an uneven application of decorum. There have been times through House floor and through committee hearings where we have stood up and objected. Where in committee hearings, they were using language insinuating that my very existence is somehow threatening to children. And we pleaded with the Republican chairs and said, this isn't fair, this isn't right. And we were told a lot of opinions. People have a lot of opinions about a lot of these issues. So to see them utilize decorum in this kind of a situation, when the words, again, are merited because this is real harm, I think what we're seeing is them utilizing decorum as a tool of oppression.
I just wanted to interrupt you guys.